Hi, class. I'm going to be reading through the word list for lesson 9 in your Wordly Wise, and I want you to read through them with me and think about the definitions and your understanding of the words as we go. Okay? So, the first word is absurd. Absurd is like crazy, right? Unreasonable, has to be laughable, foolish, silly. An absurd idea is that a dinosaur could go running into our classroom any moment. The second word is accomplish. You can accomplish things if you put your effort into it. So, doing something by making an effort. Accomplishment is a noun that something you have accomplished with skill and determination. Ascend means to rise, usually in a steady way. So, like a bird might rise, ascend into the sky. You would ascend the stairs in an escalator. The example they give is a rocket ascended to a height of 500 feet. The next word is dense. It has a few definitions. It could mean tightly packed, or like the planet Mercury is dense. It's a dense planet because it's very packed, whereas Jupiter is less dense because it has more space inside of it. It could also mean thick. Your table is dense. You can't see through it. It can also mean someone who doesn't get something right away. If you're dense, then you're not understanding something. So you might be thick-headed. The next word is experiment. You know that word from our talk in science, a test to prove or discover something. You could experiment, carrying out experiments. Benjamin Franklin experimented with lots of things. Also, you can experiment by trying out new ideas or activities. You could experiment with a new hair color or experiment in the kitchen with a new recipe. The next word is flimsy. When I think of flimsy, you might think of a flimsy excuse for something if it's not very believable. Also, it could be describing if a material is flimsy, it is easily damaged or broken, not strongly made. The next word is heroic, very brave, like a hero. You could have heroic effort when you do something, if you show great determination, requiring enormous effort. Lumber could mean like a bunch of wood, like you have lumber in your yard to help with making fires. It could also mean to move in a clumsy or heavy way. Like I lumbered through the airport with all of my luggage and I was really tired. That could be a way of using lumber. The next word is mimic. Mimic means to copy or imitate closely. A bird might mimic you by copying what you say. Oftentimes, it has to do with making fun of someone. If you mimic someone, you might be copying them in a making fun of kind of way. Also, a mimic could be a noun, one who imitates sounds. Significant means important, full of meaning. If there's something of significance, then it is something of importance. The next word is soar. Similar to ascend, soar means to fly high in the sky. So, like an eagle might be soaring through the sky after it ascended up into the sky. Also, you could describe like the stock market as soaring, like going up really quickly, or the prices on a certain type of clothing soared when everybody found out it was so popular. The next word is spectator. Spectators are at like a sporting event, come watching you play, a person who watches an activity, an onlooker. Suspend. So suspend has a few definitions. You could suspend clothes from a line. You could also be suspended from school if you're forced to stop being allowed to go to school for a little while because you did something bad. It could mean like being barred from a place suspended from work, something like that. Two more. We got terminate. To terminate means to end something. So you might terminate your homework when you're finished with it, or somebody could be terminated from their job, which means to be fired. And then also unwieldy. Unwieldy means hard to handle or control because of large size or heaviness. If you're carrying like a chair, it could be unwieldy because it's difficult to carry. All right, you can start lessons A through E now.